Often compared with Soviet Union, they will say if we could end Soviet occupation of Afghanistan, why not Indian occupation of Kashmir? Now obviously this is comparing apples with oranges. This is rubbish. This is rubbish. This is absolute superficial understanding. What Afghanistan was to Soviet Union, Kashmir is not to India. There are so many layers of difference. One of the differences that Kashmir, issue of Kashmir, occupation of the Kashmir by India, it happened in a historical background, in a historical ideological background. The Soviet occupation of Afghanistan was simple occupation. It was just a Cold War thing. The occupation had to be vacated, and that's it. Now, we are now realizing it in Kashmir that although, to my knowledge, to my understanding, to my assessment, India has been militarily absolutely unsuccessful in Kashmir. India's failure is this, that its army, its 6.5 or 700,000 army is still engaged there. What are they doing there? Why are they not finishing the job? They encounters all. So that means militarily India has failed, but politically results have not been delivered. Politically Kashmir is still with India. Militarily, the military component, the armed militancy, that component, it's not Kashmir only. I was talking the other day, it's not Kashmir only, it's everywhere. Everywhere, when there's a freedom movement, the people who seek freedom, they resort to all methods. They are not restricted because there's no playing field. The field is not equal. It's not a level playing field. So, in all such struggles as that of Kashmir, there are all sorts of components, and military component is included. Military component is simply because it's common sense. You are fighting against a government, against an establishment, against a state. The state itself is armed. If the state is armed, you have to find a way to make some parity between the fields. So that is what the armed militancy does, and it did. It brought a lot of people who are aware, who know the power equation between Kashmir and India. They can appreciate my point that the armed militancy brought it to a point now. This was not this sort of power equation. This is created by the armed militancy, but it was only to make that much difference. Armed militancy everywhere creates space for political activism, and then it is left over to politics, and from politics it is left over to diplomacy. And it is there where the results are achieved. But the problem with us is we did not have a proper political, we could not organize our movement on the political level. And whatever results were achieved by militancy, the armed militancy, we were not able to translate that into proper gains. But now the question is, as is raised in the book, is there a solution? And the one word answer is yes. And the basis of this answer is that all human problems have solutions. Yeah, all human problems have solutions. There's no way why it does not. It has a solution. And now, yesterday I was at a conference by Kashmir Global Campaign, Kashmir Campaign Global, and we were talking about how we can engage as Kashmiris with the rest of the world. My point was innocent and simple. I am asking who? We Kashmiris means who? Who we Kashmiris? Are we organized? I have been talking about this. Professor Rana is here, he can testify, all of you can testify. I have been talking about this for the last 2-3 years that we don't have a voice. What can we put on the internet? The gentleman who was just delivering the lecture here. Yeah, yes sir. So the content, it is after we have something to say, then we will decide how to say it. But what we have to say? It has not been decided. No consensus. I mean, just think about it. We in Kashmir, from the last 70 years, the problem with Kashmir is, we are with India, okay? We are not happy with it. It's a simple problem. That means we are not happy with what we have. We want a better future. We want changing what is. We want to change that and have a better future. Now, what's that future? Have we deliberated? I tell you, it has not been in Kashmiri political narrative. It has not been in debate. It has not been debated, deliberated. Where should we be going? What is the future? I mean, if Kashmir is not happy with the present status quo, present dispensation, then where it want to go? There are millions of options. People say it is Pakistan. That means people say when some people started saying no, it should be independent, they called it third option. A third option, some people thought, oh, third option, 2 were better. I say 2, 3, it's not the question. There can be million options. The point is, do we imagine? Have we ever tried to imagine our future? And this is becoming. Okay, yeah. And this is becoming important. Let me say why. Being objective, and when we talk of facts, I mean, I'm not saying something because
has come to the present situation and how it becomes a threat to South Asia's peace and to the global security in the 21st century. At present, increasing tension and scenario of Indo-Pak is indicating that. Also to shed a light on what can be done about this situation. I have chosen a different part to explain the conflict, especially the developments in Indian-held Kashmir after partition in 1947. The book is structured around 7 key points. Number 1, the roots of crisis, how it happened since 1947, why late Prime Minister of Kashmir, Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah, was dismissed and put in prison for 10 years without any concrete evidence, and what went wrong between Sheikh Abdullah and late Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, a close friend of Sheikh Abdullah, and Kashmiri himself. What developments took place during that period? Why Sheikh Abdullah agreed to be a chief minister rather than to be the prime minister, and how Kashmiris were betrayed. Number 2, the book explores New Delhi's rigid attitude towards Kashmir and its inhabitants. India ruled the state through a group of fake and illegitimate politicians, as you are aware, you know more than me, of their own creation, for whose vested interests they pushed the state into a deep internal turmoil. Therefore, some important historical facts and episodes have been recorded to establish this fact. Number 2, special states of Kashmir in Indian Union have been discussed thoroughly. What were the reasons to include Article 37 into Indian Constitution, that which is only a link between Indian Union and Jammu and Kashmir. Just to keep in mind that all the amendments in Article 37 from October 1951, they are void, they are illegal, they don't have any sort of legal framework, and which was brought into force on November 1952, and India is trying to scrap this article and playing with it to change the demography of the Kashmir, so Kashmir could be integrated with the Indian Union. That is the present situation, what is happening in Kashmir and India. Number 4, a change of Indian stance from plebiscite to integral part of India, and role of so-called Kashmiri leadership in this regard have been discussed as well. Number 5, how present crisis that erupted in 1989 and in 90s lie in the post-1947 history of the denial of democratic rights and institutions to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Responsibility for destabilizing Jammu and Kashmir state and pushing it into armed conflict lays squarely with Indian government, one way or other. Many historical facts and episodes have been mentioned to highlight this issue. Number 6, denial of right of self-determination resolved by the United Nations, betrayals and broken promises by our so-called leaders, plus fraudulent and fake elections held in the state were other causes of disappointment of the people. In addition to that, a political space was never allowed beyond their own parties. People of the state have all along been denied the legitimate right of forming a government of their own choice. And even if formed it, even it was formed, it was not permitted to continue. This is the situation which is going on from last 71 years. When they pick up a couple of people, they just put them on the heads of the Kashmiris, and when they just say something, they just take them away. These all together pushed the Kashmiri youth towards armed struggle as well. Number 7, while reading my book, this book, the readers will come across many episodes such as Pakistan's role during the insurgency, Kargil War, Musharraf's 4-point formula, Agra Summit, Shimla Agreement, Kashmir, everything which I have included in my book. In addition to that, turns and shifts at international level, especially horrific incidents after 9/11, and other events within India and Pakistan, and their impact on Kashmir issue. These have been documented only with a view to enable policymakers to draw lessons so that future policies are framed, keeping in view the bitter experience of the past. What may be the future solution? I am not a politician. I don't have any authority, but as a Kashmiri, born Kashmiri, I know what is happening, what is going on. It is now from last 71 years. But I have my right to put my own opinion and solution, what I believe is right. So I have put some proposals for the solution of the future of Kashmir. They are the healthy proposals which I have put forward for India and Pakistani policymakers to end the miseries of the Kashmiris, people who are suffering from last 7 decades. Thank you very much.
I now request Dr. Misra to come forward and introduce Ms. Laura Wood for us.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to thank Dr. Ghulam Nabi Falahi for inviting me to this book launch. I'm proud to say he's from the same town in Kashmir to which I belong. And I'm grateful that he's given me the honor of saying a couple of words about our chief guest, Lauren Booth. Though she does not need any introduction, as already words have been spoken about her and people know her from media, through her high profile. She's a broadcaster, her career from an actress to the broadcaster, and she's senior producer at Al Jazeera. The important thing I want to highlight that she was a vocal opponent of Iraq war. Being a woman of strong principles, she was unafraid to boldly challenge even her own family members on the issue of legality of war. Voicing her views to Tony Blair, then the government that time in power. She's known for brisk honesty and sharp humor. She presents talks, lectures on the media, faith, and politics around the world. Her book, a memoir, Finding Peace in the Holy Land, was published in September last year. I just want to briefly mention about her conversion to Islam. Before her conversion, she writes, she took with her a swagger and condescended to help the Muslim woman in Asia wherever she visited. I love that sentence. Her conversion to Islam was 2010. Following troubles in the Middle East, it was the strength of Muslim women she met in particular that attracted her to the faith. I mention this in the spirit of International Women's Day, which was globally celebrated just yesterday. To give you a flavor of insightful reflections on culture, politics, and faith that Lauren has shared for her writings, I would like to read you a few lines penned by her that I have personally found particularly inspirational. To begin with, Lauren writes, it's her reaction to a poor woman's experience of fasting in Ramadan. Lauren mentions, a door in my heart felt like it had been opened by these magic words. I fast in Ramadan to remember the poor. Yet, Muhammad was poor herself, catastrophically poor, appallingly, permanently, desperately poor. Of course, now, it all made sense. If you recognize there were always those worse off than you, how could you sink into self-pity and endless speculation about work, money, future? How could you envy when you were blessed? If you cared about your neighbors like yourself, if you were busy with their concerns, it took the edge off your mind. She's also said, practicing faith is like opening a door and realizing your life so far has been lived in a broom cupboard in the mansion of existence. Reality actually lies beyond and underneath the nuts and bolts, brooms and clothes of the material world. So, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our chief guest, journalist, writer, television presenter, and human rights activist, Lauren Booth. And please welcome.
Rahmanir Rahim. Verily, all praise is due to Allah. It is due to Him and Him alone. We praise Him and we seek His help and forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil of our own selves and from the evil of our actions. And whomsoever Allah guides, then none can misguide him. And whomsoever Allah leads astray, truly none can guide him. I bear witness there is no God except Allah alone without any partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad is his abd servant and final messenger. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Walaikum salam, my dear. It's good to see you again. A couple of things. First and foremost, thank you so much for those 4 beautiful introductions. I've never had quite so many before in my life. And congratulations on a seminal piece of work, which is so important in outlining the facts and figures that so many of us are lacking in this crucial situation, Kashmir, occupied Kashmir. And one other thing I do want to say. I remember Tony Blair going to the Arab ambassadors' dinners at the Labour Party conference every year. And every year they would clap him like he was the white saviour. Marvellous, Mr. Blair!
Thank you so much, you know. Oh, there you go. Hey, no conspiracy theories there.
My God.
Didn't even get to Netanyahu yet.
So I remember going to these Labour Party conferences and seeing people like the Lebanese ambassador whose country was being bombed at the time, and the Palestinian ambassador being badly treated, but they'd still give this gushing welcome. And I want us to realise that if people do good, it's for our own souls. It's for our own selves. We as an ummah and as a movement of human beings, of people who desire justice, must stop being grateful when people try to do the right thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am here for my own soul. It's my duty. I am too late. I'm too late to the Kashmir situation. I've been a Muslim 9 years. You should be saying shame on you, Lauren Booth. Where have you been? Where is your voice? You know, we have to be gentle with people, but we also have to be rational and confident and say, we've got causes that are deserving and need an answer. Yes, we invite you on board, but what are you actually going to do? And what I love about the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course, is that we give love to everybody who comes. But maybe because I'm European from the West, I also struggle with that. I remember, what's the Zionist gangster's name who used to work with Tony Blair? Soraya, who is it? Anyway, he came to the Labour Party conference and he sat right next to the Palestinian ambassador and he was yawning, oh, bored, you know, and so rude, and everyone was being so humble and so polite. And I thought, no. I stood up and I said, this is rubbish and I'm leaving. And all the Arab ambassadors were so angry, like such a breach of protocol. But in a way, passion is not the same as anger, and there's nothing wrong with being passionate and calling out a lack of action. So that's what I wanted to start with today. One of the issues, of course, that has been arising since the 1960s, but is finally getting a little bit of traction in the media now, is that India has bought arms from Israel since the 1960s. This, of course, has probably been part of the problem with the media, is this very close alliance. Indian Prime Minister Modi visited Israel in 2017, marking the 25th anniversary of full diplomatic relations. The two nations are passionate about brutal occupations of Kashmir and of Palestine. India is one of Israel's biggest arms exports clients, spending about $10 billion over the past decade. Indian police forces, guess what? They've been receiving training in Israel for anti-terror operations, which Israel also conducts against Palestinians. And of course, homes are places of terrorists, schools are places of terrorists, checkpoints are places of terrorists, shops are places of terrorists. We can all be called terrorists. In fact, I was very disturbed when Bush it might even have been Obama actually, when he was asked, can you please specify the look of the terrorists that were actually bombing in Pakistan, in the regions in Pakistan, and somebody in the room actually described them, well, they're probably in their 30s with a beard and they're definitely male. Well, okay, just wipe out everybody. Just wipe out everybody. In fact, I went to, with Imran Khan to Pakistan in 2012, I think, to protest against the drone attacks. And it was incredibly moving. And I remember there, again, the media was obsessed that, wow, white people coming to help us, yay! Please stop. Please, my brothers and sisters. Do you not know yet that we are not the answer? The skin is not the answer. Do we not understand that? We are giving away the power of our voice every time we turn to people and say, thank you, can we have some crumbs off your table? Are we not, as Muslims, as men and women, as human beings, viable, important? This, I believe, is a crucial question in why Kashmir is failing to get the attention. Of course, if it was nearer Paris, it would have been cured by now, or nearer Tel Aviv for that matter, right? But it's just about far enough away for us not to bother. We're not grateful when people do the right thing. We desperately need to reconsider our West versus non-West understanding and the geography of colonialisms. The years 47 and 48 mark the creation of the nation-states of India and Israel. These years scar Kashmiris and Palestinians. They scar them, and when I'm looking out at all of you today, I see so much pain in your faces. So many of you have got families, right? Hands up who's got connections to Kashmir today. SubhanAllah. Allah bless you. Help your families. You know, help us to recover this.